What is up, everybody? I am Kevin Iole. Thank you for joining me. My guest right now, one of my favorite fighters in the world, one of the greatest fighters in the world. I'll tell you this, you don't often see somebody lose two of their last three and still be ranked pound for pound number three. That is pretty amazing. That tells you how good this guy is. The featherweight champion, Alex Volkanovski. Volk, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Yeah. You're not wrong, actually, but it just shows you the guys I'm fighting as well, right? So it just shows
100%.
you why I'm still up there. So I love challenging myself, and it's all right. It's not like a lot of people are scared to challenge themselves, but ain't too bad. Obviously, you can't win them all, but anyway, at least I'm still up there in the rankings, right?
100%. Let me ask you this. Before we get in it, you're fighting Ilia Topuria on Saturday at the Honda Center in Anaheim, UFC 298 main event. And Topuria, who's calling himself the featherweight champion already. But I want to go to another champion before I ask you about Ilia, and that's Israel Adesanya, your friend, the former middleweight champion. He did a lot similar to what you're doing. He fought the top guys, he fought off, and then maybe against Sean Strickland last September, we saw that all that, fighting and everything caught up to him and took a toll on his body, right? I mean, Adesanya was amazing how good he fought, but he fought when he was injured, maybe fought when he shouldn't have. Do you worry about the same thing happening to you, that the toll being taken on your body by fighting as often as you do against such elite guys?
No, because I'm very like confident and my team do a great job. You know what I mean? So when I say like with recovery, I'm a big believer in recovery. I'm making sure obviously preparation. Everyone knows how I prepare, but even in rehab when I've got broken bones or whatever it is, injuries, I'm lucky enough to have such a great strength and conditioning team and physio team that get the right game plan back into training and everything like that. So I try and be a professional inside and outside of camp as well. So if I've got niggles or whatever it is, we're making sure we're looking after them and doing all the right stuff.
How long do you generally take off? Like after this fight, how long will you be off before you're back working again?
I'm back in the gym the next week, like literally the weekend after. I might. It depends. Like, I'm probably going to do a bit of a media tour after this one, and then I'll be, as soon as I get home, I'm back in the gym, and I'll try and train while I'm even doing that media tour. I'll make sure I get a session in.
Sure. No, Topuria, his fight against Josh Emmett, I mean, he really looked good in that fight, really beat Josh Emmett quite a bit. But I guess that was what you alluded to earlier. Topuria hasn't had the kind of guys on his resume that you have on yours, and yet he is exuding confidence. I mean, he's calling himself the champion. He has it on social media already. He's 15-0 and whatnot. What do you make of that? Do you get angry when you see that? I know you're a competitive guy. Does it bother you, or do you just laugh it off?
Well, there you go. So, like, I'm not angry at the fact that he's doing it, but my competitiveness and just how I am, it annoys me. Where, like, I've always been a big believer of earning things, right, and not letting things be given to you, and just things like that. So, he hasn't earned his hype. He hasn't earned any of that, and even the way he's talking, he hasn't earned any of it. So, like, as a competitor, it's just not how I roll. So you know what I mean, and you know, that just makes me more confident in what I'm going to do. If that is how you are, I know what type of guy turns up in that gym. I don't care if you look good in the gym, but I know when shit don't go your way, or do you put yourself in adversity. All these things. Like, I don't know. I think you just live a totally different lifestyle to me, and that ain't going to be enough. So that's why I'm going to go through there and show him what's up and walk through this guy. You know what I mean? And then maybe, like I said, I don't hate the guy. I think he's just, maybe it's gone to his head. He's probably a good kid, but if he wants to be a great champion one day, he needs me to do what I'm going to do this weekend, and then maybe he'll bounce back in a very positive way.
Did he show you anything beating Bryce Mitchell, beating Josh Emmett, that made you think, hey, someday this guy is going to be an elite featherweight?
Honestly,
Yes.
not really, no.
Okay. And
But
why
I
not?
think he's look. I mean, I think he can definitely. Anyone can get to be a champion, but you know, I think to stay as champion, like again, he needs to just show me something different. He hasn't needed to show anything different, right?
Right.
Like, because he hasn't had that level of competition to make him do other things. But yeah, I don't think so. I think he's a dangerous guy, and yeah, that's how I'm looking at this. So I still, like, I don't think me saying that is downplaying this fight, because he's dangerous and the hype's already there. So I'm happy to say that. Yeah, no, I don't see it.
Sure. How do you kind of get yourself, if you're fighting a guy that isn't on the level that Makhachev was on, or that, some of the other guys that you have faced, Brian Ortega, Yair Rodriguez, all the, Max Holloway, of course, being the most prominent of those. If he's not on that level and you're coming off, the biggest fight there could have possibly been, how do you get the engine back up and get yourself motivated to fight a guy that, while I know you respect him, you don't believe he's as good as some of these other fighters that you fought?
Well, I mean, the hype's there. It's exciting. I'm back at featherweight. I'm coming off a loss. I mean, how it's so easy for me to get excited, and like obviously there's doubt there again. You know what I mean? Like everyone, there's the doubters, and everyone knows I thrive in these positions. I love being in, obviously, I'm not the underdog, but I mean, like, there's still a lot of doubters. There's still a lot of questions. I love being in this position because I love proving people wrong. So it's easy for me to be motivated. It's a clear number one guy. I know this victory is going to be massive, and it's going to be crazy for my story right now. So it's easy to get excited, for my legacy, everything. So it's big. So it's a big fight. You know what I mean? Like, he's done a great job, and I think just the timing of me coming off the loss and just where it is, I think it's made this fight even bigger. So it's just easy for me to get right back in here and be like, all right, let's do this. I was excited, couldn't wait to get back into training after the last one. Obviously, I had to follow the protocols and do what I had to do, and excited to be here and really put on a show for everyone that's going to be tuning in.
Alex, I wonder, you're a guy that's done what you have done, and you lost that second fight in a bad way, right? You get knocked out in the first one. Everybody gets caught, but you get knocked out, and it kind of ends the rivalry for the time being. How do you have it in your head, like, that, what you can do to get back to that? Because I think, if I know you need to kind of try to avenge that loss, because I'm sure you feel like that wasn't you that night.
Oh yeah, of course. Like, that's why you've seen me get quite annoyed when people were trying to tell me this was a no-lose situation for me. I'm like, wait a second, here I am taking this rematch that everyone wanted to see, that I want it back so badly, and I have to do it on 11 days notice.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I know, and like you said, like, let's be real, it ain't like it's going to be an easy path to another fight with Islam. You know what I mean? Like, there's a good chance that ain't ever happening again. And you know what I mean? But I was willing to take that risk, and it didn't pay off. I backed myself, even under the circumstances. You know what I mean? Like, that's just my mindset. I feel like, I thought I'd be more dangerous. I thought I'd be able to let the hands go and put one on him, and it just wasn't the case. You know what I mean? And it was a good reminder that preparation is everything. You know what I mean? So I've always known that, and that just backed my case. That's just back what I've always believed.
How much did you talked about this a little bit, I think, with Israel on his podcast, about not, you were kind of not living the lifestyle that you normally live in between, and so when you got the training camp, you were kind of behind for that fight, even though you're going to be behind no matter what on 11 days notice.
Yeah, man. Like, it's just, yeah. I'm usually, everyone knows who I am. I'm disciplined all year round. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. We'll have drinks here and there, but I've never been a big drinker. I've never drank more than one or two nights in a row. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, I think, just a bit of the pressure with the newborn injury, and other little things, and just, yeah, just just the timing was just a little off, and did not expect to. If I had a feeling that I might be backing up or might be getting a call up, probably would have been in the gym a little bit more. But I just did not think that was happening at all. I was completely like, what, are you serious? And I'm like, all right, let's do it. You know what I mean? So it was crazy how it was, but I was just disappointed with the unprofessional version of myself that I've never seen before.
Sure. Two more things I want to just wrap, and then I'll wrap it up here. I wrote this after your fight with Islam. I always question sometimes these short notice fights because it puts so much pressure on the guy, and you lose so much when you lose those fights, right? And you're not at your best. And people want to
Yep.
see those epic. Ali Frazier fight was one of the biggest fights in history because they were both at their best, right? When I know you're going to do it again if it comes up, right? I know that's just how you roll. But like, have you ever kind of rolled over in your mind the possibilities of, what, maybe this idea of being a gangster and taking a fight on 2 weeks' notice isn't the thing for me?
Well, no, look, man, I would still do it. Like I said, you're not going to see me be unprofessional anymore. You know what I mean? Especially while I'm in my career, I'm going to be professional all year round. You know what I mean? I don't have much time, much longer in this sport. Let's be real. I feel great right now. I'm in my prime. Like I just probably, man, I'm in serious, Nick. Probably some of the best shape I've ever been. But I need to be realistic. Like I feel like I definitely got a couple of years, but even 2 years for what I want to achieve. You know what I mean? Like I got to get to work. I need to be active. So it's just, I just got to be real with that. And that was a good little kick up the ass for me to be like, hey, if this ever happens again, you better be ready all year round.
Sure. And last thing, we joked about your being the old man and the with the thing that you did, which was funny. I'm sure people saw the video of you dressed up like an old man. But ESPN had a stat that I saw that was really interesting, where they said no lightweight has ever won a world title fight at over 35 years old. You're over 35, going to be 36 later this year. So I guess you're looking forward to being the first, huh?
Oh, of course, you know what I mean. Like, they get debunked all the time. They're all these stats, and it has been debunked. Maybe not a lightweight, but it has been debunked. I think there's like a certain amount. I think there's like 2 and like 30 something and 2, which is obviously a big number. But it depends how you want to look at stats. They're so easy to do. I think they're in the featherweight division. The older fighter, right? Like there's a stat you could do. The younger fighter in title fights, a younger fighter. I don't know who put this stat out there, but the younger fighter has won 15 times over the older fighter in title fights. Oh. But 6 of them, 15, they've won 15, but 6 of them were the older fighter that won. And 5 of those 6 was me.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So if I wasn't around, it would be like 15-1 or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like it would be a crazy number, which would be like 90-something% the younger guy always wins. So I just show you that numbers don't matter with me. You know what I mean? Like I don't look at my last victory as, the UFC cover curse or 35 curse. I look at it as I was freaking, let's be real. I wasn't training and I wasn't, you know what I mean? Like does that mean I would have definitely won? No, it doesn't. I'm not saying that. Islam's a great fighter. And that was a tall ask even with a full camp. Like I'm a game man just to take on that fight with a full camp because it's me moving up against a tough opponent. So when I say this, it doesn't mean I'm saying I would have won if I had a full camp. It just says that I really didn't give myself much of a chance at all with the preparation I had. Like, you know what I mean? Like I looked at this little opportunity of I could do this and I'm happy with that. Let's do it. You know what I mean? If I see a bit, I believe I can win, like even at welterweight, whatever weight it is, I think, yeah, I can do this. Are the percentages a lot lower for me to win? Yeah, of course. But there is a percentage that's good enough for me.
Well, I am on team old guy here. So on Saturday at UFC 298, good luck against Ilia Topuria. It's going to be a fun fight. I will see you in Anaheim. Alex, I appreciate you as always. You're the best.
No worries. I appreciate you too, my man. Thank you.
Thanks,
Always
mate.
a pleasure.